morning and welcome to Planted in the Word, week 13. And this week you are going to start the Judges. We've got the Israelites back into the promised land. We have divided up the land among the tribes, but the Israelites have had a little bit of a hard time actually doing their job, which was to displace all the pagan nations out of the land that they were going to live in. God had told them, listen, if I'm giving this land to you, your job is going to be to remove all the people that worship anyone other than me. And it becomes hard for them to do. And they actually don't complete that task. So then we begin the period of time in which you're going to start reading this week, where Israel is led into and out of sort of servitude to the nations around them, often delivered by the hand of someone who is a judge over Israel. So Judges, rightfully, is a book about each of the individual people who were in leadership in Israel, though not a king, because God had not started that yet. They were the ones that were responsible for being the go-between between the Israelites and Yahweh. And in this list of judges, we actually have a female, Deborah, and not only is she called a judge, but she's also called a prophet, which is an amazing thing for women to identify with, that she was really honored and given quite a place. And one of the things that happens is that there is a battle getting ready to go on, and she prophesies that it is possible that there is going to be a deliverance of Israel, yet it's going to come at the hands of a woman. And it does. It actually comes at the hands of Jael in your Bible, Jael in Hebrew. And what's interesting about Jael is she comes from the Kenites. And that's the thread I'd like to pull on a little bit today. The Kenites will pop up quite a bit across your Old Testament reading, as you have already actually passed their name and you will be seeing them again moving forward. But who are the Kenites and why are they living amongst the Jews? Well, the Kenites actually, one of the first places we see this is that Jethro is called a Kenite. Jethro, Moses's father-in-law. And he actually sends a group of people that exit Egypt and the surrounding region when he meets up with Moses. They go along with Israel into the promised land, and they're seen several times. Balaam prophesies about the Kenites and that they have a nest in a safe place. Saul tells the Kenites, listen, you need to separate yourself from the Amalekites because I'm about ready to come after them, and I do not want you harmed in the process. And David actually takes some of his spoils of war and shares it with the Kenites and honors them by giving them a portion. And what eventually happens to the Kenites? Well, the Kenites are eventually absorbed into the tribe of Judah. And we do not see them because they become one with Judah. Now, why would I bother to spend time on this today? And I'll tell you why. Because the Kenites were absorbed into the family of God because of their righteousness, because of how they worshiped and honored Yahweh. Now, the Kenites, if we are understanding their history, they come from Abraham's second wife, Keturah. And they are not children of the promise, Ishmael, and they are not children of the promise, and they are not children of the covenant. Ishmael was child of the covenant, but they are not the child that gets the inheritance of Isaac. They are the descendants of Abraham. They received a honorary gift, but they do not get the inheritance of prophet, priest, and king of the tribes and descendants of Abraham like Jacob and Isaac have done. So they are separate from. But this particular family group does something unique in that this particular family group comes alongside the Israelites, continues to set themselves apart from the other children of Abraham who did not follow in Yahweh worship. And they eventually are adopted into and absorbed by the Israelites as children of Yahweh. So we have this picture of this set apart, righteous group that is honored by the Israelites. And eventually, though they are separate, because they honor God, they are adopted into the family. And I just think that that paints a beautiful picture and is worth paying attention to. So look for the Kenites as you continue your reading the next few weeks. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good week.